everybody. This is Keith Gleason from Indie Comics Relay and creator of the Mighty Mascots. And I'm here with probably a new type of video. I've been doing the Mascot Origins videos series. I still got a couple more to go through to get through all the mascots, which I will do that in the weeks to come. But I thought I'd take a break because I got in a new cover from Ian, and I thought, a great video would be to go through the process of, us making a cover for Mighty Mascots, and then also this could also act as a premiere of a new cover. You get to see it here first before anywhere else, that kind of thing. But before we get into that, I just want to share, the campaign once again for Alterna Comics. So this is the winter campaign. If you're sick of hearing me talk about Mighty Mascots, 5 and 6 are on this campaign. You can get them as well as Mighty Mascots 1 through 4. So you can get the whole series. You can get the giant issue, which is issues 1, 2, and 3 collected. But I love this. I love that Pete is doing campaigns that function as like the way you used to order comics in Diamond and previews. You order them a couple months ahead, but now instead they come right to you through Indiegogo. So this is 10 new issues of Alterna goodness. So we got 10 covers, 10 series here. 2 of them are Mighty Mascots, and then the rest are all from great creators. Even got a cover here by Kenneth Rocafort which is awesome. All these books are great. And the great thing about collecting this campaign, you get the trading cards that are available nowhere else but the campaign. So it's just a bonus for ordering it through here, so check that out. Mighty Mascots 5 and 6 available here. All right. Now that we got the plugs out of the way, I just wanted to, talk about Mighty Mascots covers in general. Like, let me see. I want to pull up some of the covers that we've done in the past here. So hang on one sec. Let me bring this up. I thought I'd share my thoughts on covers and just, different ones. So this is, Mighty Mascots #1, which you guys have already, I'm sure you've seen, before on this channel or somewhere else on, on Alterna's website. So my thought on covers in general is I always like to, follow suit for what covers really resonated with me when I was a kid. I always liked the covers where it showed the heroes in peril, or covers that showed dramatic, superhero group poses, things like that, But I think peril was the ones that really snagged my attention, because you look at it and, often, as we all know, the cover sort of reflects what's happening in the story inside, mostly done, like most creators will take like whatever the cliffhanger was in that issue and kind of just amplify it to 1 million on the cover, that way it just looks like, the character's in danger and you just got to read the book, so I think that's often why cliffhangers and cliffhanger covers work so well. The thing with me and Ian and even Anton is the way we work. Ian, sometimes he'll draw, if I ask him to draw a cover, he'll throw out suggestions and that kind of thing. But he mostly likes to work off of, likes for me to come up with the ideas, and then he can work off of my thumbnails or take kind of like what my idea is and then kind of use that as a starting point and then to morph it into something. This cover, I believe, when I talked to Ian about it originally, I think I told him it's a first issue, so we should get just a dramatic superhero shot of all the characters, you know. Um, this one is what he came up with. And I love this image. Um, I think the only thing that I don't like about it, and it's just a minor thing, is I wish he had put Brewster, you know, over here somewhere, because he's sort of being blocked by Honeyflake's arm. And I like Honeyflake's arm pointing, but I would rather, you know, I'd like to see Brewster in a little more prominence, even if they just put his head like right here or something. I think that would have been cool. That's my small nitpick with this cover, but otherwise, I think it's awesome. It's a great poster. I'm thinking about making it into a print too, you know, with just none of the dressing on it, just, you know, just the image of all of them running at the camera. You know, I think that's great. So I definitely want to do that at some point, you know. So let's take a look at issue 2 now. Issue 2, if I remember right, this was one that I really like this cover too. I sent him the designs on this one. I thought, you know, the big reveal at the end of issue 1, and spoiler if you haven't read it yet, is these guys are revealed at the end of issue 1 as like a cliffhanger moment. And it's kind of a variation on those old Jack Kirby Crest commercials, if you've seen them, like, you know, the Crest team, you know. But this is Flawless, who's the leader of the Crown team, and him and Honeyflakes are pretty much battling pretty fiercely in this issue. So I thought a good image would be them two kind of clashing like in a sword fight. And you know, Flawless has his giant razor toothbrush, and then Honeyflakes has his sword. But I thought Ian just nailed. I mean, I draw when you see my thumbnails, they don't they're you know, slightly better than a stick figure. So you know, to see him come with this and just make this come out so awesome, it just came out great. So, and Anton, thumbs up for this coloring. Like, you look at all the shadows, and I mean, just nails it. So this is really cool. So this is, you know, another great cover. I love C-Rat up here, you know, waiting to dive in, you know, and then Pete with the brush with danger. I thought that was great tagline, you know. Um, so no complaints about this one. I really like this one. 3, I think, was a little bit off too, if I remember right. We were not off, but I mean, it's a good image. I like it. It came out good. But what I mean by when I'm saying it's off, I think when we talked about it, we were talking about doing like the Justice League International style cover, you know, where it's always Guy Gardner with his arms crossed and all the heads of the other characters right behind him. And it's always like him saying, "What are you looking at?" That kind of thing. And I think that's what we were going for, or we had talked about. This was another one that I didn't send Ian thumbnails, and I said, you know, Ian, what do you think? And Ian we were talked about doing the Justice League International kind of style cover. So he kind of just did a group shot, which is totally fine. I think it gives it some kind of drama because, you know, they're in shadow. So it feels like there's a gigantic creature or something coming at them, and they're looking up. And then Pete, you know, had put this on the bottom, the boss battle. So it kind of gives this like this danger coming at them. So I kind of like that. So it was one of those situations where it didn't come out what I was expecting, but it came out great despite that fact. So thumbs up. Now these next 3, 4, 5, and 6 is ones that I definitely thought about as far as you know, what we should do for the cover. So this one introduces the first appearance of the Boss Brigade, which is a group of video game related characters. And I told Ian, I thought it would be great if they were kind of all crushing the mighty Mascots. And thumbs up, nailed this cover. I mean, there's not much I can say about it. It's got all the elements I talked about, where it's like I love that danger element to it, you know. And plus you get this nice shot of the new super villain team, you know. So I really like that one. 5, this was another one that came out amazing. This was another one where I took a moment within this issue where Mondo and Manny are up against the entire villain team. And then, of course, this other villain in the background, Jordan Tecmo, who's kind of like the ringleader for the Boss Brigade. And I thought it would be cool to put Mondo and Manny back to back as all these villains kind of close in, you know. And I do like Pete's battle damage. Pete does all the little like when we turn this in, this word balloon was not in the image, or any of this kind of exciting little fonts and things like that. And Pete often changes the logo at the top and to work with everything. So we don't do anything. We just kind of give the image, and Pete kind of adds this stuff and kind of makes it. It's almost that final slam to your face, of to make this the perfect cover. So this one came out great. I love this, and I don't get a lot of art from Ian, but I actually have the pencils and inks for this cover. I'm kind of holding off on it. I think I want to have it framed because I don't want to sell it. It's very nice, and it's one of my favorite covers, so I think I'm going to keep that. And then let's go to the last one here. Same with this one. This was a great one as well. They fight this gigantic centipede kind of creature in issue 6, and I thought it would be great if it was surrounding all the Mighty Mascots and kind of squeezing them, So that was great. And Pete's little thing here, bonus round, and then I love that he moved all this stuff to go in between Sea-Rat's wings, and just Pete has a great eye for cover design. So I love everything he did. So I'm pretty happy with all the Mighty Mascots covers to date, but I would like to. So the one that I'm looking at, I want to show you guys the full process from, is a cover that's coming up for the Mighty Mascot Giant Volume 2. That's supposed to collect issues 4, 5, and 6, which is the Bite the Dust storyline, and that's the one with the video game villains, the Boss Brigade and Jordan Tecmo. So let me show you. Let's start with my thumbnail first. So this is the thumbnail that I sent to Ian. My thoughts on this was, maybe you could put something up here like Arcade of Doom. I don't know if Pete will do that. Pete will probably come up with something even a little better. But I thought if we put all of the Mighty Mascots in the middle, kind of looking around, and have the Boss Brigade kind of, turning from bits of data into real characters coming off of the arcade screens in the back. So they're supposed to be in sort of the arcade that they go to in issue 6, and and all the Boss Brigade is coming out of the video game as data, but then also turning into real, almost like they're hovering over like a ghost or something, something like that. So so when I tell you how bad my thumbnails are, here you go. Just so you can see that. So Ian took it and then kind of ran with it, kind of took the idea, but also went with his own little spin on it. So let's look at Ian's rough pencils. So here's the first stage of it. So he has the mascots. If I'm getting closer here. So he has the mascots around the center, just like I was showing in my thumbnails. And you can see he also put the video game machines back here behind the heroes as well. So he's basically taken that design, ran with it. And I'll show you where he deviated, but let's look at the next one. So those are the rough pencils. Let's look at the final pencils and ink. So here we go. So he ended up, a couple things he changed was he ended up putting Sea-Rat up here instead of down near Boxer Bear, which I think that was better because it doesn't cover. Boxer looks ready to go, and I love that. Um, and instead of having them come off of the screen, he has them kind of watching what's happening here. But then he added this, which I thought was great. He added the claws. So you see the two claws here on the side and down here on the bottom of the giant centipede creature from issue 6. And you see the shadow of it right here on Boxer's stomach. I thought that was better because it's kind of like a throwback to issue 3, but it's also like they are fighting this giant thing at the end of issue 6. So I thought that was cool. And then, it kind of like what you want with the giant covers, I think, is because you're collecting entire storyline. You kind of want to take all the 3 issues and kind of have it kind of sum up as one thing. So I think this is great. It kind of fills 2 niches here where it's a group shot of our heroes, but it's also a group shot of them in danger. So I really like that aspect of it. So, and then finally, let's look at the final image with Anton's beautiful colors. So here we go. This is the final image, which came out so good. Look at this. It's so good. It just came out awesome, and I can't wait to see this printed out because it often looks better once it's printed than it does on a computer screen. And I'm really curious on what Pete will put in for like a little saying at the bottom here, like I said, like Arcade of Doom. I don't know if he'll do that, but and also I'd like to see how he's going to work the logo and the corner box in here. I bet he's going to try to put C-Rat above the logo and maybe try to weave it in between these arcade things. I don't know. We'll see what he does. But whatever he does, I'm sure it's going to turn out great. So, but yeah, that's it. One little thing too that I may add that my wife Amy often does a lot of like behind the scenes kind of work that, so I may have her come in and add Boxer's claws here. For some reason, Ian sometimes forgets to do that. And then also it's missing Brewster's straw. So I'm going to have her kind of come in here and do both of those and add those in. So that'd be great. So yeah, that's it. That's like a recreation that's how me as the writer, creator of the series, works with Ian and Anton, the artists and colorists of the series. So we kind of just talk about everything and then kind of we talk about it over Messenger and then we try to put it all together. So all right, everybody, that's it. That's my philosophy on covers. And I may do some more stuff down the road about like how to do thumbnails from like a page of storyline, and then how it goes from scripts to thumbnails to art, that kind of thing. Just take a look at that. So but all right, well, thank you for joining me on this video. I hope you liked it. I hope you found some information out of it. I hope you got entertained or found something out of it. So join us this Wednesday. We got a bonus episode. We're gonna be talking to the great Joe St. Pierre on Wednesday, who holds the record for the most Spider-Man number 1 covers ever. So he's got a new series on Kickstarter. And he's a good friend of me and Johnny's. We see him at conventions all the time. So it's going to be fun. So, all right, everybody. Thanks a lot. Have a great week and read some comics. All right. Thanks. Bye.